Hey guys, spiritually mommy. I had an experience that I just have to share with you guys. I didn't intend to speak on it, but I have to share. So, everyone's at home with the coronavirus going on. Everyone's quarantining and spending a lot of time at the house, getting a lot of things done at the house, So, my husband, a while back, built a fire pit in our backyard. It's been there for quite some time, but with the seasons change, we didn't really burn it too much. But with it getting a little bit warmer, the other night we decided to, light it, just burn some things, and it's been, the first time in a long time that we burned it. So he lights the fire pit. And when I see fire, I think sage. I like to sage my home. I like, to clear all negative energy and just fill that space with positivity. So I told him I was going to throw some sage in the fire pit. And he's like, kind of jokingly, but serious at the same time. Like, you're gonna put positivity out into the world. I'm like, yeah, absolutely. We absolutely need it right now with everyone collectively attracting all of this negativity right now. We absolutely could use a little positivity in the air. So I just broke off some pieces of my sage and threw it in the fire pit while it was burning. And I just took a moment to, attract positivity. I just took a moment to reflect on all things that I'm grateful for, and just had a moment to myself at night. And then I walked away. It was pretty late at night. I had to go get baby Osa together. But anyhow, so I walked away and I come back, guys, and this is where the story takes a turn. I come back to outside and I hear screaming, like animal type of screaming, and it's coming from the fire pit. There were animals, and clearly they were little babies of an undetermined species. They were clearly had made a home at the bottom of our fire pit. There were sticks on top of our fire pit, which is one of the things that we burned. But they were screaming, and I am a sensitive soul, guys. It broke my heart. I am such an empath. I'm so connected to earth, animals, water. I'm so connected to it. So when I heard that, it broke me. It brought me to tears. Like, not a few tears falling from my eyes. I mean, I was crying. There were tears streaming down my face. There's nothing I could do about it. It was such a moment of sadness for me. My heart hurt for those babies. My heart hurt for the mom, and I was just thinking about the fear that they must have felt at the bottom of this fire pit with sticks, and if their babies, they clearly can't get out. So I went in my room and I sat in the dark and I just let it out, and I couldn't stop crying. No matter how many times I tried to get that sound out of my mind, it wouldn't go away. I could just hear the sound of the babies crying in the bottom of this fire pit. And I'm one, usually when there's something to make me cry, I don't try to stop my tears. I don't try to say, okay, I'm going to stop crying. I let it out. But I didn't want to continue to hear the sound of those babies in my head, those babies screaming out. So, I called my dad, and I spoke to him for a while. He calmed me down after a while, but the sound of the sound of those babies, they stuck with me for the rest of the night. It interrupted my sleep. My dad told me, being like him, we are creative beings. We release a lot of our pain or hurt or just energy that we need to release through creativity, through creating something, writing a poem, painting a picture, building something, we create. So my dad suggested that I create something, the next day. And I decided that I would, write something for the babies that lost their life in this fire. And it hurt me, guys. Listen, it hurt me, okay? I said the next day I would get up and I would, release that pain, send them with positive energy and things like that. So I get up the next morning, and we have dogs. This is in our backyard, so I get up and I let the dogs outside, and I'm just staring at this fire pit like, you devil. You devil, Don't even want to go outside. I love being outside. I love the backyard. I didn't want any parts of my backyard. So my husband gets up when he wakes up, and he goes out into the backyard, and then he motions for me to come here. And of course I'm reluctant, because the last time I was back there was a problem, okay? But I trust him. So I go into the backyard, and I walk with him, and he just points. He's on the phone, so he just points. And I look down in the fire pit, and guys, there were baby rabbits. There were baby rabbits in this fire pit. And when I tell you, this fire pit was full of sticks and grass and things like that, it was full. So clearly the mama rabbit built a little home for her babies. Well, she gave birth to her babies in our fire pit, apparently. So when I went to look, there was a little corner of my fire pit. I have to stop walking here. The only corner of the entire fire pit that was untouched by the flames. Guys, I'm not gonna cry. I'm not gonna do it. You know what? I'm not gonna do it. That was the only part of this entire fire pit that was untouched by flames. And there were, I don't know, 5 or 6. I have no idea. They were, salud. Salud. They were bundled up together. They were cuddled up together is what I want to say. And they were alive. Guys, these rabbits survived the fire. And when he just pointed to them, and I just stood there and I stared at them. And I feel like on the inside I was crying, but I cried out all my tears, and I was slightly dehydrated, so nothing was coming out. But my heart was just overjoyed. It was amazing. And I know, things happen like this every day. I know we have the wildfires. I know we have, it's just kind of the circle of life. But to hear those babies screaming, and to think that was the beginning of their life and the end of their life, and it, I heard it. It was so heartbreaking. So to see them alive was amazing. Amazing, guys. And so, they no longer had that shelter of the sticks. And I won't make this too long, but they no longer had the shelter of those sticks. So we're trying to figure out, what's the best option, because now they're exposed and in the direct sun, and whatever predators can, you really have to get in there to see them. But, we don't smell like, a predator would. So we thought it best to just leave them be for a while and see if the mom came back. Hopefully she recognized the place. I'm sure it didn't smell the same after being burned. It didn't look the same after the sticks were gone. But it's right outside our back door, so we can just look. And the mama bird, I need to look up the birds, apparently. It's in my heart. But the mama rabbit came back to the backyard, and she was just lingering around the fence line for a while. And eventually she made her way over to the fire pit. And guys, I will insert a clip here. out amazing. I know it was kind of hard to see. I didn't want to go outside. I didn't want to open my door and scare her off. So I just recorded from my back door. But she saw her babies, and her baby saw her, and guys, it was the most beautiful thing ever. The baby rabbits were jumping up and down, trying to get out to their mom. Of course, they couldn't jump up and get out. And, you know, she walked around the fire pit for a while trying to figure it out. And eventually she jumped in, and I could see her head. I couldn't really see what she was doing. I assumed she was feeding them. But again, I didn't want to open the door and disturb them. So I just stood where I stood. But it was just so beautiful to see that reunion. It was so beautiful to see that life. It was so beautiful to see that they survived. They all survived. It was amazing. You know, and, you know, people believe what they believe to get through the day. I believe that putting that positive energy out into the fire pit, putting that sage out to the fire pit definitely had a bit to do with it. Let me have my moment. I don't care what you think. And, you know, come to think of it, actually where the rabbits were found, I was actually standing right there throwing the sage in the night before. So that was beautiful. I firmly believe in, you know, gratitude and attracting, you know, positivity into your life. I spoke life, you know, especially with everything going on. I speak my intentions. I speak what I attract out loud, or I just really focus on it if I'm not going to speak, you know, out loud. But I focused on life. I focused on health. I focused on abundance and happiness and, you know, things like that. Just attracting some positivity into the world. I won't make this super long, guys, but that was an experience for me. That was so beautiful. I have such a connection to animals, so that really broke me. So to see that was amazing. I just had to share that with you guys. I wasn't going to share had it had not the income that I want, the outcome that I wanted, or that it did. You know, I didn't want to go back and relive that moment over and over again. So I definitely wasn't going to even talk about it. But I'm so happy for that entire situation to end up how it did. And let me know what you think. Let me know if you've had a similar experience. Let me know how this video made you feel. Let me know if you got to the end of it. I know I can ramble, but I just had to share. So comment down below and let me know. Share this video with someone who has a heart like mine. And, you know, oh my gosh, guys, I cried so hard. But I'm happy. I'm so happy. But anyway, I won't ramble. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't. If you've already subscribed and you're just coming back for another video, thank you so much. I will see you guys next time. I'm not even going to say how often I post because, you know, life happens when it happens and you have a new baby. So I will see you guys next video. Thank you so much. I love you all. Keep up with the gratitude, guys. Keep up with the positivity. Attract the positive, guys, not the negative. And I will see you guys next video. Bye.